What's going on, AP World? We got another good one for you today. This is video 7, Alexander the Great and Ancient Rome. A very important topic, so let's get going. All right, so Alexander the Great, pictured here, interesting dude. Died at the young age of 32, but did so much in his life. He was the son of Philip II and a student of Aristotle. Remember Aristotle from the previous video, the student of Plato. Alexander the Great conquered as far as India in the east during his reign, and he became a pharaoh in Egypt, so he was deemed a leader of Egypt. He chose native residents to help rule the empire, which was a very important, unique move that he did, which helped gain the support of locals. So for example, in present-day Iran, he had Persians who helped rule the area, and his leaders married Persians, and he himself even took on a Persian wife. And he died at the age of 32, and when he did, his kingdom was divided into 3 smaller kingdoms. Now let's jump over to Hellenistic culture. This is an example of syncretism. Again, star this, circle it, underline it, highlight it, whatever you need to do. Know this bad boy. This is super duper important. It's the blending of culture. So Greek culture is going to spread to other areas of his empire. In Alexandria, Egypt, for example, named after Alexander, you have influences of Greek culture. Greco-Buddhist art is even seen as far as South Asia, so some Greek influences over there. And people in the empire could become Greek citizens through education, language, and even taking on Greek names. So this is an example of assimilating into this empire. And as we'll see in a couple minutes, Alexander the Great and Hellenistic culture was very influential in ancient Rome. All right, so let's discuss ancient Rome. The geography of Italy did not prevent unification as it did in Greece with its multiple city-states. So looking at Rome, located right over here, Rome was near the Tiber River and the Tyrrhenian Sea, which made it ideal for trade, and distance from oceans was a natural defense. So you have the Atlantic Ocean way over here that served as a natural defense for Rome. The location near the Mediterranean Sea, located right here, made it ideal for trade and contact with other cultures. So lots of trade going on during this time. And by 509 BCE, Roman aristocrats overthrew their king and they established a republic or a representative government. This is very important to know. They elected representatives to vote on their behalf. Patricians were the wealthy class in ancient Rome. The Senate would choose 2 consuls that were elected by the Senate on a rotating basis, and they would essentially be the executive branch of ancient Rome. So let's jump over to the Roman Republic. Plebeians will play an important role. They are the poorer classes, your small farmers, tradespeople, crafts workers, etc. They became full citizens in 287 BCE and gained more rights. They were represented in government by tribunes, and the 12 tables is a very important set of laws that were publicly displayed for all to see. And if you count here, you'll see 12 of them, 6 on top, 6 on bottom. So the rules and laws of the land were laid out for all people to know how to follow these laws. And these laws related to things like crimes, property, etc. So the Roman Republic is going to expand. And as Rome expanded, people in conquered areas were eligible for citizenship. So citizenship is granted beyond the boundaries of Rome. Rome is going to conquer Greece and Gaul, present-day France, located here. And sorry if you can hear my son screaming in the background. He's about to go down for a nap. And the Punic Wars between 264 and 146 BCE were fought between Rome and Carthage, located in North Africa. These were a series of wars over a very long time. Ultimately, Rome will win, and they will destroy the city of Carthage, and they will just absolutely level Carthage. They will place salt in fields so things can't be grown, and the city is just destroyed. And by 455 CE, Rome will fall to invaders such as the Vandals, which we'll talk about in the future. So let's discuss society in Rome. Males between 17 and 46 served in the Roman military, or the legions, as pictured here. And if you've played Assassin's Creed Origins, you've seen these legions in your journeys in that game. Slaves made up a part of ancient Roman society. They were often captured in wars, and they worked in homes and on large farms. They would educate children of upper classes as well, especially in Greek education and Greek culture. Women were not considered citizens, so they could not vote. This is an example of a patriarchy society that we've continued to study so far this year. And some women received an education, those that were members of the higher classes. Some women could inherit property and wealth as well. Now, jumping over to the Roman Empire, there were a series of civil wars between generals whose soldiers were loyal to them, not necessarily Rome itself. They're more loyal to the people they were serving. An example of this is Julius Caesar, who defeated his rivals, and he had the support of the plebeians and the common people. So Caesar will become a dictator for life in 46 BCE, and there are several new reforms that are instituted under his leadership. You have a calendar. The Senate is going to increase its size, and citizenship was extended to others, and land was even given to poor veterans as well. In 44 BCE, on the Ides of March, March 15th, Caesar was killed, and then there is a power struggle for new leadership. On one end, you have Octavian, who is Caesar's adopted son. He is going to fight Mark Antony for control of the Roman Empire. At the Battle of Actium, Octavian wins and declares himself Augustus Caesar. So he takes on the name of Caesar, and this begins the period of Pax Romana, 200 years of Roman peace. And during this time, Rome will focus on building its infrastructure and building roads for trade and fortresses and walls for defense against foreign invaders. So the Roman Empire culture will focus on now. The rights of women increased during the empire. Women could divorce, they could gain property as. Now, the arts are influential during this time. Roman writers demonstrated an influence from Greece. That's your syncretism again. Poetry is an example of this. Epicureanism is a focus on simple living, and Stoicism is a very popular philosophy in which people take things as they come and being detached from outcomes. And this was very important to one of the emperors, Marcus Aurelius, during this time. So the decline of the empire. Why did Rome decline? Well, it was massive and expensive to rule. If you look at this, it's hard to overstate how large of an area of land this was for its time. Large estates did not pay as much in taxes, so the government had a declining revenue, and disease is going to come in and just ravage the population of this empire. Population will decrease by 25% between 250 CE and its fall in 476. And when I'm talking about its fall, I'm talking about the western portion, not the eastern portion, which will become the Byzantine Empire, which we'll talk about later. And there's invasion from outside forces. As I mentioned earlier, the Vandals in 455 CE will sack the city of Rome, pictured here. Okay, Roman religion is important to know. Roman gods were often combined with Greek gods. Oh, there it is again, syncretism. People were required to practice the state religion. However, they could practice other religions as long as they were still loyal to the state religion. And as we'll discuss in the next video, there are conflicts with Jews in the early centuries CE. Quick recap for the video. Alexander the Great and his conquests. Be familiar with them. Characteristics of Hellenistic culture. Make sure you use the word syncretism. Rome's geography. The Roman Republic. What was it? Classes and government structure during this time period, the expansion of Rome, the Punic Wars, as well as life in Roman society, especially focusing on slaves and women, lack of rights for both groups. The Roman Empire, whether it's Julius Caesar and new reforms, Augustus Caesar and Pax Romana, and the culture of the Roman Empire to be familiar with, as well as the decline of the empire and religion too. All right, guys, look forward to seeing you back here for video number 8, Judaism and Christianity. Thanks for watching. Best of luck. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel so you get all the latest AP World updates and APUSH and AP Gov. Thanks for watching. Best of luck and have a good day.